Hello everyone, my name is Uthris, and welcome to some Hydroneer. We are still at the starter plot. I wanted to go ahead and make good on my promise at the end of the last episode, where we were looking at our setup on the other side of the little stream here, and where we were digging our first little mine from the stream, and after I kind of did my first kind of overview video, you can see I dug out a little bit more. I got a decent amount more money out of this lower band of dirt here, but it was kind of time to move on to something a little bit bigger and a little bit more grand. And if you guys know me, I kind of went overboard when it comes to building. You're looking at probably 20 hours of work put into this. Just from the building portion of the game here. Building is slow in Hydroneer. It is not for the weak of heart. I don't think the inventory management system is quite where it should be if you want to build something large like this, but I was kind of committed, and I felt like I needed to fulfill what I said I would do. So this is the view from the other side of the stream. So let's actually head over to the road so you guys can see the front of it. It's pretty crazy to think about. There's a bunch of new parts that were added to the game kind of recently by the time I got a hold of the game. So I don't think anyone's really building homes and stuff of this type yet. Although I'm sure by now people have been giving it a go, you know. And the game still comes out May 8th for everyone. It'll be $8 on Steam, so definitely check it out if it's something up your alley. This is my little contribution to the game here, and I might do a little bit more of a factory on a bigger plot here as well. But for now, this is my home, my blacksmith, and my garage, right? So I wanted to have a little bit of a shed to store our tractor in, and also refuel it. So we got a cool pipe coming from the river. It just kind of juts straight over and then up the wall, and I can fill this thing up by simply pulling the valve up top. And it's a bit of a tight fit. In my opinion, I probably mismeasured this. I should have made it maybe an extra block wide and then maybe one extra block tall just to give me enough maneuvering room. But it works. You can actually get this thing in there. It's parked. I was able to save and reload, and nothing seems to have broke. The worst part is trying to get out of the tractor in there. I have to kind of do some finagling. In fact, I can kind of show you what that's like now by pressing Q. You can see the tractor does not like this. So basically, best tip of advice if you want to get out of a tractor in a tight space is press Q and instantly start moving and crouching. And you can kind of phase your way through the kind of engine bay and the door and the tires, and after you're out of the internals of the tractor, it'll stop fidgeting about and you're able to kind of move around just fine. Not too bad, not too much of a hassle, but just something to take note of. Right, so that's the garage. Just plaster walls, some windows. We got a tin roof, a whole bunch of individually placed wooden support beams to give this a little bit of a shape. Some tin on the walls as well, just to make it look a little bit more thrown together. It looks kind of like a hangar. At least that was kind of my inspiration when making this garage here. So, and it looks pretty industrial with the pipes coming from the river and then being split off to the forge and foundry area. So if we head over to the forge and foundry, we got 4 furnaces, pretty much making up the floor space here. I wanted to sink them down into the floor so that you have really easy access to come in here. And of course, since we can walk on these, it's not too bad to kind of fit underneath here and to kind of drop things around. We got our spare cauldrons ready to go. A pipe kind of coming out the side to, I guess this would be like the blower if this was actually required for the foundry to run. We got our molds to the right, just so we can quickly pour some molds. And then it goes straight into your anvil and proper workspace area, right? We got some table space. We got some tool racks as well. The map is here, This could be a blueprint for all we know, right? It could just be like a scroll. We got spare anvils underneath some tables. We got the scale for easy measuring of items. Additional tool racks, the grinder to make gemstones. I mean, look at this gemstone I just recently dug up. This was, it's a 2.3 sapphire. That's pretty good, I think. We got the wash station. So I essentially moved and made a copy of the wash station over there, over on this side, just so it's a little bit closer to the house and the foundry and stuff. The design of this has been updated a little bit. You can see we don't have any valves up here near the buckets. I also added ramps so that we can easily see what's inside of these and maneuver around them to just place these back. It really helps, so I don't have to like jump up here all the time. But we just have a single valve, and that will release all 4 kind of pipes and fill up all 4 of our wash stations. So that's it. I'm still kind of manual, kind of processing gold and stuff. So that it's a little bit different than an automated thing, which I'll try and get into as soon as possible. But we need to try and make a whole bunch of money first, and trying to make this as painless as possible, so that we can farm all those big, tasty, huge nuggets. Will definitely be a help. And of course, we got some lights. A big open area that can be expanded upon. I got my fishing rods hanging on the side of the deck here, just out of the way. I think that looks pretty swell. And then we got our house. This is kind of like a farmhouse in style. It's kind of an L-shaped. It's got 2 entrances. One entrance kind of closer to the smith side, and then of course a front door here that leads right into the interior. So there's not many pieces for interior decorating yet in Hydroneer. I don't know if there will be more eventually. I hope so. I'm all for, creating big and crazy things, right? So the more details I can throw on, the more fun I can have. The deck is made out of tables because I really like the iron band that was going across there. It kind of makes this deck feel a little bit old and rickety, and looks pretty cool. We got lanterns sitting up in places, providing a lot of deck light. And then the interior wood trim, or exterior wood trim, going up the corner and supporting some of the thatch roof, just to tie it all together. If this wood trim wasn't here in the corner, this corner doesn't really join really well, or super flush, and it looks a little weird for a timber and plaster building. So I went ahead and just timbered it across on all corners, and then over the top seam where the edge of the roof is, just to kind of hide some of the clipping that was going on. And so I think that was a good idea to do. Little roofing. I wanted to do a full covered porch here. It didn't work out. The pieces didn't quite jive with a too wide deck like this, and so I decided to just have 2 little coverings. Before we head inside, I want to show you guys what's out back here. This is our new mine that I just recently opened up. If I open this up, this looks like a little shed, a little greenhouse out back, which is pretty cool. It's kind of masked in there. And if we head down, we're in the proper lower level beneath the first plot. So this is the bedrock down here. So I'm able to dig up all this fresh pay dirt at my leisure without having to worry about kind of ruining the surface dirt and making that look all ugly, because we tinned this in so people can't see down here. We put some wood trim as well. I was thinking about decorating this and like making it look like there's wooden supports and stuff and making it look like a mine shaft, but I'm going to be digging out almost all of this dirt anyways, so I felt like it was probably too early to commit to a design in that way. So, I've just been filling up these 2 buckets. I make large dirt piles here, and then I just simply run outside with them and throw them into the wash pans. It seems to be a pretty efficient little strategy. It definitely works for us, and I can make some decent trips for money so far. I mean, I paid for all of this with definitely a few thousand coins. It gets pretty expensive after a little while to keep building. The workstation, I really love the lantern. I was able to jump up here and drop it on top of this beam so it could have its own little light. Looks beautiful. Definitely cozy. A nice cozy workshop and garage. So let's head inside. Let's head inside and see what detailing I could put in here. So when you first enter, you're greeted with the kitchen area. We got a sink which is a funnel, some tables. We got some buckets to represent some, some bowls and some eating utensils. We got a brush in case we need to clean things in the sink. A little bit of a cabinet above the sink using a safe. The forge in here, of course, is the oven and cauldron where you would be cooking your stew or what have you. A little bit of a side table over here. I wish there were chairs in the game. Yeah, if there were some chairs, I could probably make this feel a little bit more like a home. But right now, all these home pieces, like these new plaster walls and stuff, are so new to the game that I think they just wanted to give people the option to build something covered, and I think I took that a little too far in a way. There's definitely I took it so far that the game doesn't even have a plain wooden floor like this for like a second story, like a thin version without the foundation pieces and the supports of it. So I had to use, for the upper floor, the thatch roof, the flat top on here. I mean, it kind of makes it look like carpet, it's nice and soft on your feet. But, definitely the game has yet to be made it to the stage of multi-story buildings. But here I am trying it out anyways. This area is just kind of an entryway. It could be a living space, who knows. I wish there could fit like benches and stuff in here just for seating. That would be nice. Back here, this would be like the office, if I could have a chair. I know there's like a big gaudy throne for like 15,000 coins. I'm not rich enough yet, I spent all the money on the house first, so I might buy that throne eventually. But I did throw in an office desk, I wouldn't mind some bookshelves. That would be cool. Bookshelves and cabinets lining this to make it look a little bit more like a library. Something nice, private, quiet space that I could have in the house. Upper floor, this would be probably the proper living space with a couple of chairs and seating, and you can talk and hang out up here, which would be cool. I added the deer's head on the wall. This is weird. A lot of these pieces and the way the grid system works is I wanted this to kind of be center, but that's not how the grid in the game lines up, so I had to kind of off-center it. But that's okay. I like how tall the roof area in here became. Nice and open. A little bit of a loft feel. And then back here is the bedroom. This is where most of the furniture kind of went to. We have some plinths as side tables. We got a double bed because, I'm a big dude. I need that extra room. Boxes to represent where your dressers might be. A little bit of a safe up here if you want to keep some fancy stuff. And the continuation of carpet. You can kind of look out the windows. If I crouch, I can get probably a better look out there. You can open up these doors. These doors are just for texture differences. They're not really supposed to be proper doors, but I just wanted a little bit of a texture difference for the upper story. Also, I caught this giant fish. Isn't this cool? This is a huge fish. I don't even know what the biggest fish is that you can catch, but that definitely felt like the biggest fish I've ever seen, so I definitely threw it up on the wall. Gave it a bit of a mount, Some rugs, Gotta make it super homey and cozy and nice. Let's wash a pan of gold. We got a little bit of time. Let's see if I can get a big nugget. Just kind of celebrate the homestead being done and complete. And I can kind of show you guys how this thing runs a little bit. This runs pretty much the same as the last episode. So I just grab kind of bottom dirt there, dump this out, and make a large dirt chunk. Boop. And we will just throw it into a pan and then clean it. Do I have a brush over here? Thought I did. Maybe not. Let's hop back over this side. I definitely think I have one over here, don't I? Did I not? Okay. I'm not very good at this, it seems. Let's use the one from the kitchen to clean our gold, because logic. Let's grab that. And we'll use this in one. Boom. A nice big golden nugget. Look at that. This is a chunky boy. And this is kind of the gold I've been finding on this side of the plot, because I think this side is a little bit deeper, and then the other side. So I'm happy to be finally making some money over here. And now that we have a home established, which looks lovely, and I hope you guys enjoy the way this thing turns out, we'll move on to probably the next plot, and I'll work on automating it. And I'll work on using conveyors and drillers and cleaners, and I think they also have like a crusher thing that breaks up large chunks into smaller chunks. I think that's a new block, and we'll just try and make something a little less country and a little bit more factory over on that side. So with that, it's relatively of a shorter episode than normal. I would show the building process of this, but it would take. It wouldn't be good to watch. It's just not watchable footage, really. It's a lot of getting into the car, driving, picking up stuff, one piece at a time, and then throwing it on here. It was a grind. It was a real grind to get this done. But nonetheless, it's here, and it's lovely. It looks nice. So with that, thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys are enjoying Hydroneer, definitely leave a comment and let me know how excited you are to get the game here soon. If you have any tips or ideas for me to try and do in the game, definitely let me know that in the comments down below. Subscribe for more creative goodness such as this, and we'll see you all in the next video. It's pretty.